This is chapter 1, section 1. We are talking about a plan for problem solving. So just going through our book here, and what we're going to learn is how to use the 4-step plan to solve problems, and then solving multi-step problems. So going down for key concepts, so following along in your book there on page 2 is the 4-step plan. The first step is to understand. Understand what? So you read the problem quickly to gain a general understanding. You ask, what facts do I know? What do I need to find out? And is there enough information to solve this problem? So those are the things that you have to have from the 4-step problem, from each one. So what facts do I know? What do I know? What am I finding? Do I have enough information? Okay. So that's the first part of the 4-step plan, understanding. The second part of our plan is to plan. And when we're planning, we need to reread the problem and identify facts. Determine how the facts relate to one another. Make a plan or choose a strategy. And you can estimate at the same time. So that gives you a place to work towards, so estimating the answer. We need to reread the problem. Identify important information. Let's see. Choose a strategy. Strategy and estimate the answer. Next up, after planning, is to solve. Okay, so it's to use your plan to solve the problem. If your plan doesn't work, make a new plan. Use your plan to solve. If the plan doesn't work, make a new one. Last is to check. Okay, for our checking, you need to read the problem, reread the problem. Is there another solution? Examine your answers. Ask, is my answer reasonable? Ask, does my answer make sense? If it's not reasonable, make a new plan. And you can also check your answer by putting it back into the original. So things to do. Reread the problem. So reread the problem. Did you find what was asked for? Find what was asked for. We go on to examine your answer. You need to ask the questions. Is my answer reasonable? Is my answer reasonable? Next, does my answer make sense? Does it make sense? Is it reasonable? And does it make sense? Which are kind of the same thing in a lot of ways when we're asking questions about this. If it's not reasonable, make a new plan. If it's not reasonable, make a new plan. Plug your answer in. Plug your answer into the problem to check it. Plug your answer into the problem to check it. Let's go on to example 1. Since we all have our books, I don't have to put the table up there. Refer to the table at the beginning of the lesson. About how many times as great is the number of teens who use their cell phones to take pictures compared to the number who exchange videos? Use the 4-step plan. The first thing, we go back to our plan. We understand. So what do we know? We go through and it says, what facts do I know? So starting with sentence 1, we're referring to the beginning of the lesson. Is there anything important there? Yes or no?
Yes. Yeah.
There's something important in that first sentence.
No.
No, there is not. About how many times as great is the number of teens who use their cell phones to take pictures compared to the number who exchange videos? Is there anything important there?
Yes.
Yes, because it's actually asking your question here in that second sentence. It's asking us to do something. What is it asking us to do? Find what?
How many teens videos?
Okay, so we're comparing, or sort of comparing, those who take pictures to videos. Do we know anything about the kids who take pictures compared to those who take videos?
Kids that take pictures are 177.
Okay, so teens who take pictures, there are 177.
And teens who exchange videos are 61.
61. Now, what did it really ask us to do with this information?
Find out how many more teens who use their cell phone.
You're close, but you missed a word.
How many times great?
How many times as great? Okay? And it's not a great wording, but it's one of those things that we have to get used to standardized testing, asking in a way that we're not used to. Okay? So that's why we're going through and doing a lot of these. So about how many times as great? What is something in there that gives you a clue as to what operation we're going to be using?
About
That would be an estimate. About would be an estimate.
compared
Operation. What operation?
Ask her, hey, how many times?
Times. Okay, so we're talking about times a little bit in here. So I just want to make sure we have it down. I'm just taking notes as we go through this, and we'll figure out information as we go. So how many times greater is the number of teens who use their cell phones to take pictures compared to the number who exchange videos? So how many times as great is this pictures to this video? Pictures to videos. Okay. Divide the number of teens who take pictures by the number who exchange videos. So they're finding the plan. They're going through the plan. So there's something, let's see. So we're taking 61 times some number, and we're coming out with about 177. So how many times as great is the students who take pictures as videos? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so that's kind of the plan. That's what we're looking at. It's a little different from the one in the book, but you come to the same thing. The reason I'm doing it this way is I go, well, this is something we've seen for a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do to find n?
Divide.
Divide.
61.
Divide by what on both sides?
61.
61. Okay, and if you notice in the book, that's what they have. They have 177 divided by 61, right? It's just they started there. Now notice, it said about, which we talked about just a second ago, is an estimate, right? So do I have to use these numbers?
No.
No, I can find a different one. Instead of using 61, let's use something that's a little easier. 60. Instead of 177, we could use
180.
180. So it's just a little bigger than that one, but also a really big thing is 60 goes in there evenly. So they're both divisible by 10, so I can take off the zeros. And 18 divided by 6 is 33. So this is approximately, use your approximate symbol, approximately 3 times as great. So solve, we have, so the number of teens who use their cell phones to take pictures is about 3 times as great as the number who exchange videos. And then we can check. So if we take 61, our original number,
Times 3.
if we times it by 3, we get 183. Is that close to what we had before?
Yes.
It's close. So it's reasonable in an estimate. Any questions or problems?
No.
Example 2. The tower of a free fall ride at an amusement park is 251.5 feet. The ride begins to free fall from 18.9 feet below the top of the tower, and the brakes are applied 41.4 feet from the bottom. How long is the free fall portion of the ride? Okay, 4-step problem. First thing is to read for understanding. So what do we know? So going back to sentence 1, the tower of a free fall ride at an amusement park is 251.5 feet tall. What's important?
Have we said first?
251.5 people.
Yes. So how tall it is. One of the nice things that you can do with something like this is you can have a picture of your ride. It's a tall thing. And we have our little gondola out here. No, this is not hanging. But we have our little gondola out here that's going to drop. What we know is this whole thing is 251.5 feet. Good. So that's what we know so far. The ride begins to free fall from 18.9 feet below the top of the tower, and the brakes are applied 41.4 feet from the bottom. What do you know? What's important?
It dropped 8.9 feet below the top.
Okay, so 18.9 below. So this distance right here is 18.9 feet. What else do we know?
The rates are
By 41.
4.4 feet.
Read. It's not 4.4.
41.4 feet.
41.4 feet from where?
The bottom.
The bottom. So I know I'm going to erase that. so that I can set the brakes 41.4 feet. That's where they're applied. How long is the free fall portion of the ride? So that's another thing we need to know. How long is free fall? That's what it's asking. So in other words, it's asking for this information right here. Okay? This is our question. That's our free fall. So you can do all of your understanding without sentences. You can draw a picture and put your information there. Or you can write everything out, however you want to do it. Next, plan. You draw a diagram. That's part of the plan. I also think it's part of the understanding. Subtract the starting height from the ride from the height of the tower, then subtract the height from the brakes. So we're just taking out all of this stuff, right?
Mhm.
So we're starting off with what? How tall is it?
251.5 feet.
And then we are going to subtract out, for our solving portion, we're subtracting 41.4. That's a 1. Oh, I should put 0 and then 1. Okay. And then we subtract out the 18.9. 0, 1, 2, 1, write down my decimal, 9, 4. So we get, after we do our subtraction, we get 191.2, what are the units?
Feet.
Feet. So 191.2 feet is how much we have in free fall. So we can check that, right? We can estimate it out. So we take 191, if we were to check that, plus, well, this is about how much? If we're just estimating to figure out if it's reasonable,
320.
20. And what can we estimate this one to?
40.
40. We'll just see if it comes out about right. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 251, is that close to what we had?
Yes.
Yeah. So is it reasonable?
Yes.
Yeah. Any problems or questions?
No.
No? Good?